Book of Werewolves, Forward. This work was written by the somewhat eccentric Sabine Baring Gould in the mid-1800s. An extensive work, it's broken down, as many academic works of the period, into many series of chapters dealing more with tales than topics. The image of lycanthropy is here treated of in several manners, of the iniquitated definition of a berserker or similar figure, the pre-modern concept of the ghoul, cannibals, and so forth, and various trials and records of people involved in disinterring corpses, attacking children, especially, or simply discarding deeds. The spiritual overlap of the topic is similarly treated of in both the biblical and other senses. The historical background of the werewolf, the lycanthropy, the loup-garou, is a topic of extreme interest and has been literally centuries. In the period that this work was written in, it was treated primarily as one that is related predominantly to science, namely that tales of the past involving stories of humans of a woven nature in one form or another, typically involving lunacy or disease. The lycanthrope was labeled as nothing more than a person with a physical and sometimes mental condition, or a madman, or someone who had grown accustomed to significant butchery involving cannibalism. Departing from older works, which almost exclusively neglect the topic, to the spiritual and significantly Christian works of the era, are often more comprehensive. Perhaps the greatest interest of this work is the treatment of the pagan berserker, whose great warriors of the past, which Sabine identifies as having been the first, primarily marked only by outlandish lifestyle and willingness to challenge anyone at whim to combat to the death, often wearing animal skins, which later became spiritualized over time. Literally, their significance as warriors became a sort of heroic tales in its own right, and completely mundane trappings of their life were made into religious iconography. Many tales of this work are from France. Few involve Britain, for as Sabine himself points out, the British Isles were separated and expanded wolf lore of the world by the sea. Wolf superstition is expounded upon here by secular and religious authorities alike from a dozen different cultures and time periods that span over 1,000 years. This edition of the Book of Werewolves has been rendered into modern English, except where mostly French language was retained for continuously. Care was taken to preserve the intent of its original passages, and most changes were simple and grammatical in nature.